Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And for those of you who are new, my name is Joshua, and today I'm gonna share my experience and give some advice on my 1 year of hair growth. But before I get into it, if you guys enjoyed this video or found it helpful in any way at all, please don't forget to hit that like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can get updates on my weekly videos. All right, so last week I dropped my 1 year hair growth update video. And for those of you who are new or may have not seen that video, I started my hair growth journey on July 15th of 2019. I had a 1 clipper on the sides with about 1 inch to 1.5 inches on the top of my head. And I wanna share some experiences that I had in the 1 year of hair growth, and then some advice on how I got through different stages of dealing with the awkward stage and resisting the urge to get my hair cut, because I definitely had a few of those. So I kind of look at the hair growth journey as a 4-stage experience. Stage 1 would be month 1 or month 0 to about 3 months. Stage 2 would be 3 to 6. Stage 3 being 7 to 9, and then stage 4 being 10 to 12 or 1 year of hair growth. And so for me, stage 1 actually went beyond the month 0 to 3 months. It roughly was actually 3.5 months. I got my hair cut, like I said, July 15th, 2019, with no intention of growing my hair out. And then what happened was at roughly the 3.5 month mark, I was really struggling with the idea of like, do I cut my hair? Or do I just try and see if I can grow it out this time? It's going into the winter, so I can wear a lot of hats, and I could potentially hide it with wearing beanies or hoodies and things like that. So maybe that can help somewhat with the awkward stage. So my first stage is a little longer than, like I said, the 0 to 3 months. And I think this is actually the easiest stage of the entire year of hair growth. And the reasoning for that is that when I got my hair cut, I got it cut to be styled a certain way. And in that 3-month mark, you can still pretty much get away with styling your hair in that style before it gets too long and becomes difficult to style. So the month 0 to month 3, 3.5 was super simple for me, because I kind of just kept doing what I was doing, which was like this kind of slick back, almost spike with my hair. Like I said, it was about 1 inch to 1.5 inches, so it was pretty short. And as it grew out, I kind of moved away from the spike to a slick back, but the sides weren't long enough yet that it looked bad. It just kind of looked like I had maybe gotten not so short of a haircut, but the style still worked for that stage. And a side note really quick on that, I also think it was super simple for me just because of the fact that I didn't plan on growing out my hair. So I didn't really have this like urge to get to the long hair point, and I wasn't like impatient. I just kind of was, you know, enjoying the short hair and didn't really have any intention of growing it long. All right, so stage 2 is month 4 to month 6. And now I think this is actually the hardest stage to deal with in the 4 stages of growing out your hair over a year. And my reasoning for that is exactly what I was talking about for the stage 1. Your hair doesn't really style the way you got it cut anymore. And if you're like me and you're going the whole year without haircuts, no trims, no trying to like reshape your hair to help it grow better, it's gonna get rough. Now, another reason I think this stage is the hardest isn't just because you can't really style your hair anymore the way you had originally had it cut. It also is hard because it's not really styling well, and it doesn't actually look long yet. So it kind of is in that weird phase where you start to get the comments of like, hey, when are you gonna get a haircut? But your hair isn't actually long, and it doesn't style like you want it to anymore. So for me in particular, like I said, I started to slick it back. But then the problem I was starting to run into was I felt like I was having to use more product to really hold it with the slick back, and it wasn't actually holding. By halfway through the day, this would have all fallen down, or I keep having to do this with my hair to try and keep it slicked back, but then it gets greasy because I'm always rubbing my hands through my hair, and it just started to feel not good. Like this was when I really started to struggle with growing out my hair. So some advice for anyone who's in the 4 to 6 month mark and really struggling. One thing I would do is try to look at different hairstyles that are in that length and try and see if there's something that you would like to do. If you're like me and you're trying to force a haircut that no longer works with your hair, stop trying to force it, because all it's gonna do is make you hate your hair more, which is exactly what happened to me. All right, and stage 3 is month 7 to month 9. Now this is the stage where I really utilized the beachy, messy, wavy hair look. And that was partly because my hair already kind of has this natural curl and wave to it. And so what I would do is I'd use the clay that I had been using to try and slick my hair back and use less of it and just kind of try and create some hold and some lift to my hair. And then I'd use sea salt spray and a blow dryer. I actually did a video on this if you're curious about using this hairstyle through stage 2 or stage 3. It definitely helped encourage me and change my mindset with my hair because I felt like I'd finally found a hairstyle that worked at that length that I felt I looked good in. This is also the stage where I finally started to feel a little more confident about my hair, but it was like every single day was its own kind of mystery. Like some days I would absolutely love my hair. I felt like it looked so good. It had like this really good windswept beach look to it. It looked super natural. And then the next day it would just be like hair from hell. I didn't know what was going on with it. Nothing I did worked. I feel like I couldn't put any more product in it because it just wouldn't it was, oh my God, it was so frustrating. I'd like put product in, but then it wouldn't work. So then I'd like rinse my hair off, but it's starting to get to that length where it doesn't dry quickly. And then I'd end up just wearing a hat and being like, whatever, I'm not dealing with this today. So stage 3 definitely had its difficulties, but I will say it's easier than stage 2, just in the fact that my hair actually started to feel longer. But one thing I would encourage for advice here is you're closer to the finish line than you realize. And on those days, like I said, where you're just like, you've got hair from hell and you're just trying to figure out how to make it work, and you're thinking, you know, it'd be really easy just cutting it all off. You're way closer than you are to the finish line of hitting that year mark. So don't get discouraged and cut it soon or too early, because I guarantee you, you will eventually regret that you put in all that work, cut it, feel good for a few days or a few weeks, and then see someone with long hair and you're like, damn, I should have kept my long hair, because I'd be way farther and I'd be at the year and I'd have the hair that I actually always wanted instead of giving in and cutting it. All right, in stage 4, the last and final stage of hair growth. So this hits month 10 to month 12. And I will say this was by far the easiest stage to deal with. And obviously that's because your hair is finally getting to that point where it does feel long. One thing I really hated about my hair up to this point was these curls I have back here. I just really didn't like when it was shorter, how they would wave out. So my hair would kind of be flat, it felt like, but then it would wave. But as this has grown in more, I've really come to embrace the curl and the wave that kind of exists in my hair, because it makes it unique and a little more fun for me, at least. It goes with the style I'm kind of going for. So for me, it's nice that it's naturally this way. But this stage, like I said, was the easiest because you finally feel like you've kind of hit that mark of I have long hair. Like month 10, month 11, and month 12, it really starts to feel like you've hit that stride. Your hair looks good. It's long enough that people kind of leave out the comments of, oh, you should cut your hair. Like I still get them every once in a while, but I think it's more obvious now that long hair on me is intentional in the 4th stage. So people kind of understand like he's most likely going for that look, and it doesn't really look anymore like I'm just a guy who's missed the barber a few months in a row. So some advice I would have for stage 4, and this actually is for all stages of the hair growth journey, especially if you're not getting any cuts in this year of growth, is really start to focus on your hair health. So at this point, your hair has gotten pretty long, and your ends, if you especially didn't get any cuts, could be really ragged and just damaged. And one thing that can actually be a negative to your hair growth by not focusing on your hair health is the fact that damaged ends could make it that when you finally do go and get a trim, they may have to cut off more than you want them to, because of the fact that the split end continues to go up the shaft of the hair and you have damage that needs to be replaced. Or you could have the issue where your hair is damaged and breaking at the ends. And obviously when your hair grows, it grows from the scalp, not the ends. But what can be happening is you're having new hair growth up on your scalp, but the breakage is basically offsetting that new growth you're getting. So you hit this wall of realizing that like my hair isn't growing any longer, or it's taking longer to grow compared to how fast it used to grow at like maybe the 2nd stage or the 3rd stage. And so hair health is really important here. That means using oils, leave-in conditioners, shampooing and conditioning your hair at regular intervals that are both healthy for your hair to keep it clean, but also let the natural oils hydrate and nourish your hair. And then going in for regular maintenance trims, like I said, to help clean up these ends so that you're not having that breakage and basically wasting all this time growing hair and having a slower rate of growth than you want for whatever goal you're trying to achieve with your hair growth. And that is it for my 1 year of hair growth experience and advice. I hope that this video helps you to get through the challenging times of each stage to get your hair to where you want it to be at 1 year and beyond. Thanks for watching.